The broken jar. The room was already heavy before she walked in. Not loud, no shouting, no chaos. Just the quiet kind of tension that sits in people who think they understand everything. Men leaning in, listening, calculating, measuring worth, trying to make sense of a moment before it had even finished happening. And then she entered. No announcement, no permission, just presence. In her hands, an alabaster jar, small, fragile. But everyone in that room knew what it held. It wasn't just perfume. It was savings, security, a future, sealed and saved for the right moment. And she brought it here, to him. You could feel it shift. The glances, the judgment, the silent questions no one had the courage to say out loud. What is she doing? But she didn't hesitate. She didn't unscrew a lid. She didn't measure out a portion. She didn't save anything for later. She broke it. The sound cut through the room, sharp, final, irreversible. And just like that, everything she had been holding on to was no longer hers. The fragrance poured out, thick, overwhelming, filling every corner. It clung to the air, to their clothes, to their skin. There was no containing it now. And that's when the murmurs began. What a waste. Because to them, that's what it was. Too much, too emotional, too unnecessary. They saw value and couldn't understand why she would give it away so completely. But he didn't stop her. He didn't correct her. Didn't tell her to be more practical, more reasonable, more controlled. He received it fully, because while they were still trying to preserve, she had already understood something they hadn't. Some things are too sacred to be given in portions. Some love is only real when it costs everything. And somehow, without explanation, without theology, without a sermon, she saw what they refused to see, that he was going to die, that this wasn't a moment to calculate. It was a moment to pour out, and so she did. Not long after, he would be broken too. Not accidentally, not as loss, but the same way the jar shattered. Completely, deliberately, with nothing held back. And just like the fragrance that filled the room, what poured out of him would reach far beyond that moment, far beyond that room, far beyond them. They called it waste. He called it preparation. History would call it love. Because the truth is, nothing that is fully given is ever truly lost. It becomes something else, something that lingers, something that reaches people who weren't even in the room. And maybe that's the part we're still learning. We want to open carefully, measure wisely, give just enough, and keep the rest safe. But the things that change the world, they're not poured out like that. They're broken open, and only then do they fill the room. Karina Chedrecki.